Welcome to the Into the Now podcast. My name is Cowan Jones, and I'll be guiding our journey through the book, Into the Now. This recording will serve as our starting point, as an introduction to myself and the whirlwind of words that will follow in the pieces. My name is Cowan Jones, and my 40th trip around the sun concluded with the onset of the drama that was 2020, a year of challenge and of realization. And 2020 found me living as much more of the problem than the solution. My experience of life has been as of a child of the United States of America, growing up in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains with the 1980s and 1990s as my formative years. A period of America characterized by expansion, unbridled growth and competitive striving, steered by a competitive worldview impressed upon us for generations. Everything conditioned us to strive, from the educational systems and youth sports, and even the institutions of power and industry fueled by the duality of both scarcities and excesses. My early years reflected these times. As the lockdowns of 2020 set in, I met the event as a challenge, and I thrive in challenges. I threw myself into a season of self-defense training, physical fitness, dietary and immune system optimization, immersion in nature, and one more shot at spiritual life, whatever that means. As part of these pursuits, I spent many hours reading, thinking, walking in forests, in the mountains, and many hours sitting in one particular spot in a field and on one particular rock ledge on the side of a mountain. I stumbled into what I later learned was sometimes called contemplative meditation, or better yet, call it the path of the mystic, a season of life filled with a whirlwind of realization and experience. But one epiphany dominated all others. It is all one. Ultimately, there exists ontological oneness. I don't know if it's most accurate to say I saw this as in a vision, or that I had a realization, or experienced transcendence, or a shift in consciousness, or that God spoke to me from the heavens. I did not spend much effort in labeling, but threw myself into an all-out sprint in the direction of an undeniable pull of truth growing from within my chest. This endeavor was certainly multifaceted, and part of the work included journaling, writing, and later the words that will fill the pages to follow. I clearly felt a call to the adventure and the challenge of this personal journey. But I also felt called to create this map of words, conceptual arrows pointing towards the unifying perennial wisdom as if to say, meaning is that way. I deeply studied related subjects, various religions, diverse fields of wisdom in order to communicate this same message from the vantage point of the other lenses that were looking. My teachers were experts from any discipline I could unearth, attempting to answer related questions, including physicists, sages, prophets, mystics, poets, historic religious world orders, indigenous wisdom teachers, gurus, the lot. If ontological oneness was true, I would find it everywhere. And I did. It would be the end of every path, and it was. It would prove to be the underpinnings of ancient faiths, experiential spiritual practices, and the reality on the tip of the tongue of modern thought leaders. Earth, at the dawn of the year 2020, was in a nosedive spiral towards countless extinction events and possible planetary death. That remains unchanged as I speak these words. Humanity has rapidly lost meaning, magnified by large-scale abandonment of religion turned business and an increasing idolization of technology. From that consciousness, the human experience seems to be collectively manifesting just what is, largely from reactive, unconscious conditioning. Human decisions are decimating Earth based on the programming and the demands of an established power system increasingly uncoupled from the heart of what it means to be human. So, ever benevolent, the cosmos gifted Earth the years 2020 and following as the opportunity to philosophically, ontologically alchemize a pandemic, political and economic turmoil, wars, injustice, racism, and electronic rage. Life issued mankind a wake-up call of experience as a gift towards collectively realizing the beauty of the present moment. before it's too late. So my hope is that in the words that follow, we experience just what is together in a way that brings us individually and collectively present to life. And once again, take a long, loving look at the real. If you are moved by these words, or as you listen, Spirit calls to mind a friend or two, I humbly ask that you consider sharing the podcast, purchasing an additional copy of the book and give them away, and please share freely these recordings of the Into the Now podcast. The present moment is the work, so I punched in for a double. The words to follow are what I learned, and I begin by acknowledging my defeat. I was not a poet nor a sage. These words came to me pretty much this way. Please accept this as my apology. Hard truths like these words will prove inadequate to convey how I found heaven hiding in the now, and Christ consciousness was the way. Vaya con Dios.